Hello everyone and welcome. Welcome to Biz Consumer YouTube channel. Well, you all know that the issues connected to timeshares have been widely discussed in all kinds of sources, both online and offline. Well, today you are going to hear the story given to us by Max about his experience with a timeshare-related company called Silverleaf Resorts. Now, your comments and your opinions about this story and perhaps about your own experience are always welcome. Enjoy the video and stay tuned for more.
Around 2007, 2008, we received a promotional card inviting us up to Silverleaf in Flint, Texas, which is their main Silverleaf resort. And so we attended. Of course, you know they offer a free gift if you come, and of course they're trying to sell you timeshares. And what we found during this time that we purchased one is that the sales rep is going to tell you what they think you want to hear. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the whole truth. Um, in our case, we went up there with the idea is like, we're not going to buy a timeshare. We're just coming to get the gift and hear what Silverleaf's about. And in the course of the conversation with the sales rep, we told her that our main interest in the timeshare was what they call bonus time. And what bonus time is that you can, for the units that are not used during that week, that you can reserve up to 4 days of free time. Doesn't cost you a dime as long as it's not on Friday or Saturday. Friday or Saturday, it costs, I think, $49 a night. But you could do this once every 7 days. And that interests us more than the timeshare week because my wife and I own a large child care company, and we had close to 100 employees. And we thought, well, this would be a great thing for employee benefits. We could send them up there. And of course, the sales rep saw that was the hook that was going to get us to sign. And so she pretty much just promised anything. We asked her, well, how hard is it to get bonus time? Oh, it's simple. And can we have other employees that are not on our deed use this? Oh, yeah, you can do that anytime and you can use it every 7 days. Well, what we found out real quick was that bonus time is only for the deeded people on your deed, that they have to come and sign in the guests. They can have guests, but they have to be there with them. And it's like pulling teeth trying to find bonus time. We actually talked to another Silverleaf employee at Canyon Lake several months after we had signed up, and I was telling the person that I said, like, I never can call and get bonus time. Every time we call to get bonus time, they're full up. And we tried to get one in Galveston the day after Christmas, and we even drove over there to see if we get bonus time for a couple of days. And they said, no, we don't have any openings. Yet there wasn't a car in the whole parking lot. So what that employee told me, she says, well, our sales staff that do all these promotional meetings, they reserve a lot of these rooms. So even though there's bonus time and it is free Sunday through Thursday, initially when we first started, you had to call in, and invariably you would be told that there's 20 people in front of you to try to get bonus time that week. So you hardly ever got bonus time unless it was at some kind of remote Silverleaf resort that's not, and it's on in a winter month, something like that. Then you might be able to get bonus time. But so basically, what she used as a hook to get us to sign up she was just falsifying what she was telling us. So as the years passed, it got a little better. Silverleaf put it online, so now it was first come, first serve. I didn't have to wait and be 20 on the list. I just had to look at the list and try to get bonus time. But still, it was hard to find bonus time in some locations, and it didn't make sense. The one place that I could always get bonus time at was Holiday Hills in Branson. That's on a golf course. They always had bonus time. But you could go to Silverleaf, which is in a rural area outside Tyler, and they were always full. And so we felt like they were probably more aggressive in sales. So that's why it was always full, that the sales team was reserving all these bonus time weeks. So we didn't like it, but we were starting to use a little bit more bonus time, and and they kind of hook you into telling you that you're going to spend this much on vacations all your lifetime, and how many vacations do you take a year, and it sounds great on paper the way they state it, but a lot of times it's you never use that week. You can bank it, or you can put it with RCI. RCI, we did that the first year. It cost us more putting it with RCI and reserving a week in Washington than it would have cost me just to go online and purchase a week. So we got rid of RCI membership after that first year. And you could still bank a week. You didn't have to take your week at that Silverleaf Resort on that time, as long as you purchased, different type weeks had different colors. And what we did was we purchased what was called a Presidential Plus, which allowed us to bank the week and use it anytime, any week of the year. But you find out real quick that things happen. It's not where you want to go on vacation. So if you wait too long, a couple of years, you're going to lose that. So we still, bonus time was kind of the main thing that we tried to use it with. And then recently, I think in 2015, Orange Lake Resorts, or part of Hilton, or Holiday Inn, bought Silverleaf. And they had a meeting several months after they announced the purchase. And they did spend a lot of money upgrading all the facilities around the United States that Silverleaf was at. But they really prodded you to come to this owners meeting to be updated exactly what are you getting now. And it really became, once you sat down with sales rep, it was a sales pitch for you to switch over from Silverleaf to Orange Lake membership, and mainly because Orange Lake membership doesn't have bonus time. So they were trying to get bonus time taken away, because that's you're not making money by giving these units away to Silverleaf owners throughout the year. I'm sure most Silverleaf owners, like I was, we weren't gonna fall for that. We were going to keep our Silverleaf with the bonus time. So then, about a year I think later, Orange Lake sent out a letter to all Silverleaf owners saying, now bonus time costs you every day, Sunday through Thursday. It's $25 a day. It's still $49 on weekends. So now that one thing that we all wanted with Silverleaf, that bonus time, it didn't have any value on there. So that's where that we were at when we saw your website, and we posted that there's a lot of companies out there that say they will help you sell your Silverleaf timeshare, or will get you out of that timeshare, and they're pretty much as unsavory as a lot of timeshare companies. So there really wasn't anything that we could see of way to get out, other than to see if we could get the attorney generals in Florida and Texas involved in looking at this as deceptive trade. We had several people that have, probably 50 that I know of, that have sent complaints to these attorney generals. And the attorney generals finally responded saying it's in the literature, or in the language in the contract, that they can charge for bonus time if they want to. So they weren't going to do anything either. So that's kind of where we were up until last week when I came across a company that seemed the most reputable about trying to get you out of your Silverleaf timeshare. And the thing is that and they're a good resource for this, whether you use them or not, is they can explain what the process is. That a lot of people think their timeshare is worth something. Yes, it is to us because we spent 20 to 30 to $40,000 for these timeshares. But the sad fact is they're not worth a dollar because you can go on eBay and people will sell them to you for a dollar because they want to get out of their contract. Your contract is, I think it's called perpetual, where it's deeded, it's part of your deed. And when you die, whoever is executive of your will and mentioned in your will, they take over that responsibility. So it's a lifetime of maintenance fees. And that's another thing that I think has angered a lot of Silverleaf um, owners is that when we signed up in around 2007, I think maintenance fees were 45 a month. Now they're close to $100 a month. So they keep increasing and keep increasing. They now call them association dues because they know that maintenance fees. That was their reason for saying that they had to charge bonus time. Now is because their fees or their expenses were going up. But the fact is that for every unit that they own, they have sold it, if not once, probably twice, thinking that people aren't going to use that week, so they oversell it. Everyone's tied to a maintenance fee. So having bonus time, you're paying for a maintenance fee that's already being paid for in the regular week by somebody. So that was kind of deceptive in itself. The sad fact is that unless you want to keep it and use it, pay for bonus time, use your week, and you want to do this for a lifetime and your children's lifetime, then the only way that you can get out of that responsibility is to try to give it back. And up until a few months ago, there was nothing out there that said that these timeshare Silverleaf would would um, would take it back from you. But over the last few months, if you and even this company that we're using, they're as reputable as I can find, but still, they told me it's like, oh, don't call Silverleaf. That's just you're just wasting your time. They're not going to do anything. We have to go in there and we have to spend several months just prodding them with this is and the term eludes me right now, but basically saying is that you were deceptive in how you try to sell it. You were high pressure, things like that. And then they said eventually, then they will take it back from you. They're not going to buy it back from you. They're going to take it back, and you're not liable for the maintenance fees anymore. But that's going to cost you a minimum of $2,000 for them to do that, and they state it takes anywhere from 6 to 12 months.
Sorry, Max. So is that where you're at right now? So you are planning to get rid of these shares using this company that you found, right? You and your
If
wife.
you asked me that last week, I would have said yes. This week, what I did was I called Silverleaf directly and said, "Hey, here's the issues I have. We're not using it. We feel like we were being deceived when we first bought this." And they told us, they said, "Well, we'll take it back from you." So they started the process to do that. Um, I then called the company that was going to help me get out and told them, "Hey, I don't think I need you." They said they're going to use that. Well, their response was, "Well, get it in writing because I don't know if they'll do that or not." And that's at the process that I'm at right now. However, a few days ago, I had a call from one of the people that had been emailing me, another Silverleaf owner that had tried to file with the Attorney General and things, and she said that there was a place on the Orange Lake website that they're called Horizons, And Horizons is a program that is through Orange Lake to take back the Silverleaf. Now they also say that they in some instances they'll buy it back, but I seriously doubt that. Nobody's going to pay you for it. And if you owe a mortgage on that timeshare, I doubt very seriously that Orange Lake's going to help you. That's when you're going to have to go through one of these other companies, and pay to have that done. But if you don't owe a mortgage on it, and all you're trying to do is get out of maintenance fees, and you can either go straight through Orange Lake through Horizons, or you can go directly through Silverleaf, and at least they have verbally stated that they will help get you out.
So, if you were to pinpoint the most upsetting part of your dealings with Silverleaf Resorts, what would that be?
It would be the initial meeting where they're going to tell you what they think you want to know to get the hook in. I mean, if they were up front and said, "Okay, bonus time is there," it might be difficult to get it. We probably would have rethought our decision.
Now, what motivated you to go online and make this issue public?
Well, it's we had looked at it over the last year, saying, "Okay, maintenance fees are going up. Yes, we get bonus time in different places. We love going to Branson and using their timeshare. And most of the times, the reason I don't use my week is because I could get this bonus time that was free. But then when Orange Lake purchased it, you could tell that bonus time was fixing to go away or get charged. You get charged for it where there's no really benefit to having bonus time. So that's when we decided, okay, it's time to get rid of our timeshare. But you can't sell it. I've tried selling it. I paid $1,000 back 10 years ago to a company that would put it on a website. I never got one contact from that company. So there's a lot of companies out there that see that you're in a fix and they're going to make money off of you, even though they know they can't get you out of it. So that's why we decided that we needed to go the route of the attorney generals. I've done that before, being in business for 30 plus years. I've used the attorney general to basically try to right a wrong, but again, they're more of a complaint consumer protection. They're not going to file a lawsuit. It basically is, a lack of a better term, a scare tactic to the other company, saying, "Oh, the attorney general's calling me." So that's where we felt like, a lot of people that called me off your website that saw my post said, "Well, let's sue them." And it's like, you can't sue them. It's in the language, and you're going to spend thousands of dollars for an attorney to try to sue them with no guarantee. So we felt like going the attorney general route was the best way, but there was enough people to at least elicit a response from the attorney generals, and they basically were non-committal, that they it's in the language in the contract, so they can't. They sympathize with us, but there's nothing they can do.
Yeah, you can't do much when you really found out that there is that fine print in there where you certainly hoped that maybe they omitted that kind of thing and you got something against them. But
Exactly.
yeah, unfortunately. Well, you picked your route and it seems like it's working out at least somewhat for you,
Well, we
right?
hope so. I mean, until I see the document that says it's releasing me, it's just kind of an empty promise, and until they process it. Um, they're going to put it on. They're not going to tell you that in writing. They're going to verbally tell you. So
Mhm,
so
mhm.
you can't really hold them true to it. Um, Even on the Orange Lake website with where it talks about horizons, it says that we'll try. So again, until people are able to go that route and see some success, it's kind of anybody's guess is if this is going to work or not. One of the things that this third party agency told me is like one option some people do is they just quit paying their maintenance fees. Um, and you're going to get calls from a collector, but I'm not sure if they even put it on your credit report. That might be one thing, but that doesn't mean that they can't try to sue you for your deed. So we're hoping maybe that's why Silverleaf and Orange Lake have said, okay, let's just take back the deeds. We already made $40,000 off of them plus maintenance fees, so let's just take it back and sell it again on there.
True too. Maybe that's why they did it. And excuse me, Max, I just want to make sure the company that purchased Silverleaf Resorts is now Orange Lake. Is that
It's
right?
called Orange Lake Resorts. They're the parent company is Orange Lake Holdings.
Orange Lake Holdings.
Yeah,
Okay, it just, from our records. Thank you very much, Max.
sure.
Thank you. Okay, well, very nice story, very interesting, very informative, certainly. Thank you again for sharing it with us. We are almost closing to the end of our interview, so what I would like to ask you to do in the end is to sort of sum up everything that you said in your interview and give a nice closing statement
Okay.
to everything that you've said so far. Please go ahead.
Okay.